Well, this seems to keep being a big issue in the news. Who in the hell bombed the prison where Ukrainian Azov soldiers were kept? Well, let's get it down to the facts. Russia, no. Hell, if Russia was wanting to kill them, hell, they'd kill them all. But, what, 150 prisoners? It'd be Russia's benefit if they wanted to trade them for Russian POWs. Killing them would basically solve no real problems at the time. Now, for Ukraine, those Azov soldiers held up in the plant. Well, Zelensky and his commanders wanted them to fight to the death. You know, the Texas ALAMO. If those soldiers would have fought to the death, it would have gave big news for the Western world to think it would be so great. Also, for Ukrainian people, it would give them, so much will to fight, just like it did to the Texans at the Alamo. Well, they were a big disappointment to Zelensky and his commanders because they surrendered. So as far as Zelensky and his commanders are concerned, those people are traitors. They were traitors to Ukraine because they surrendered. That's my take on it, folks. If you look at the precision of it, yeah, it's something Ukrainians, Zelensky and his commanders would want to do to get even with them for surrendering. Secondly, it's something else they could try to blame on Russia. That's Zelensky and his commanders for you. The dictator of Ukraine. And I don't really much give a shit what you people think. It's the Ukrainian people that are suffering. Period. It's the Russian soldiers that suffer. It's a problem that should have been solved 8-10 years ago. But the good old USA, backed by NATO, just want to push the hell out of Russia. They just want to try to push them over the cliff. Anyway, so much for that shit. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of flack back on this, but what the hell, I'm used to it. People just feel so much sympathy for Ukraine because right from the start, that's all that came out of Ukraine. All the poor civilians, killing the civilians by the hundreds, blowing up kids in schools and churches. That's so much goddamn propaganda, I swear to God. I've never heard so much in my whole life. But it keeps the Western people all upset at how terrible Russia is and how great Zelensky and his commanders are. Anyway. All right, folks, to hell with it. Let's see what kind of flack we can get back on this. I'm sure there's going to be a lot.